We hear a lot about psychedelic-assisted therapy, but 3 out of 4 people who choose to consume psychedelics do so at home or in nature with friends or loved ones. I'm April, founder of Set, an integration platform to help you get the most out of your psychedelic experiences. The podcast episode you're about to listen to may reference one of my previous shows, The High Guide or How to Do the Pot, because I've been a trusted source in cannabis and psychedelics since 2015. I invite you to visit getsetset.com and sign up for our newsletter to receive your free guide on set and setting to make the most of your next psychedelic journey. This podcast discusses cannabis and is intended for audiences 21 and over. Ready for some good news? Cannabis is going to make your life a lot better, at least once a month. 80% of women experience period pain at some point in their life, and menstrual cramps are the most common complaint. But how many women know that cannabis is an extremely effective treatment for these symptoms? On today's show, we'll break down why CBD works for menstrual cramps and give you tips for how to find the right products so you're all set for your next cycle. Dr. Jessica Knox, a Harvard-trained MD and co-founder of the American Cannabinoid Clinics, helps us out with a refresher on period pain. First, what are menstrual cramps?
Dysmenorrhea, right? So that's menstrual cramps, which is probably one of the most common things that women experience as related to our sex. Dysmenorrhea is due to basically prostaglandin release. As our endometrial tissue breaks down and we have a period, prostaglandins are released to cause uterine contractions and cramping, to cause inflammation.
Cannabinoids are proven to have analgesic and anti-inflammatory benefits. How does CBD help reduce painful cramps?
We know that CBD can inhibit the enzyme that creates prostaglandins. So if we can use CBD on somebody who has menstrual cramps, we can often reduce their pain because we're reducing the root cause.
CBD soothes inflammation in the uterus, decreases the sensation of pain, and relaxes the muscle contractions that induce cramps. The endocannabinoid system, or the ECS, is a system in your body similar to the nervous system or the cardiovascular system, and it's responsible for regulating homeostasis, or balance in the body. The ECS can be worn down by poor quality food, pollution, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, stress, aging, or genetics. To learn more about the ECS, listen to episode 1 of How to Do the Pot. For today, what you need to know is this. After the brain, women's pelvic region has the most cannabinoid receptors than any other part of the body. Cannabis can effectively impact and soothe the pelvic region. Support from CBD or THC can help restore balance in the body and solve for women's common monthly symptoms. Why isn't this common knowledge? Lack of research, but there is hope on the horizon. Mathew Gerson is the founder of Foria, a California-based sexual wellness company that has been a leader in finding alternative cannabis-based and other plant-based solutions for women's pelvic pain.
Dating as far back as people have been writing about plants and medicine. Women have been singing the praises of cannabis for menses and for menstrual pain. And so it was very much out there in the open, but for a number of reasons, there just hasn't been a lot of research dollars spent on studying painful menstrual cramps, and which is amazing. It disrupts the lives of hundreds of million or billions of people every year. And we don't really have a lot of options. I think, Midol is the over-the-counter option that a lot of people look to. And it was a hiccup drug that got rebranded, and they put some new chemicals in it and then pitched it as a pain drug for menstruation.
We are very happy to hear about Foria's collaboration with a Harvard researcher.
Dr. Stacy Gruber, who's at Harvard, and she's at the Mind Institute. Her research group has been studying cannabinoids for a few years now. And she actually came to us interested in looking at the use of CBD specifically in a suppository, in a vaginal suppository to help with menstrual pain. And she was shocked to find that in looking at the published medical literature, no one had done a study on this. I mean, this is one of the most celebrated uses of cannabis in all the historical record. It's an observational study. It will be published, but it's not a double-blind placebo sort of the gold standard. It's a step towards that. But it's a good one because it'll raise the eye level of other researchers and go, oh, maybe this is something worth pursuing a little bit deeper.
Kiana Reeves, Foria's Chief Brand Officer, shares more about a solution for period pain that you may not be familiar with yet: suppositories.
So suppositories help internal muscle structures get a high dose of cannabinoids that will help the muscles relax, soften, allow for more blood flow, receive those kind of vasodilating benefits. And they're not just reducing pain for people, they're also enhancing the pleasure experience, because the more blood flow you get into the region, the softer those muscles are, the better everything feels, to touch, to penetration, to any type of movement. And if they do experience pain, it's helping diminish that as well.
Dr. Jess has one more reminder before you buy.
Question should always be, what is the quality and safety of my cannabis medicine?
Hemp-derived CBD can be purchased online and can ship to all 50 states. But it's not regulated. CBD or THC products purchased from a licensed dispensary must pass rigorous state testing requirements to be sold. Check out our website page called How Do I Buy the Pot to learn about how to read a certificate of analysis, or a COA, and know what key quality metrics to look for when shopping for weed. For today's High Five, what are the best products for combating cramps without over-the-counter or prescription meds? Number 1, inhalation. This is the fastest acting. Within a few minutes, you'll feel better by vaping or smoking, and you probably only need CBD. We trust the quality of the CBD vape pens from Tonic and Bloom Farms, available for purchase online and can ship to all 50 states. Number 2, tinctures. Just as Midol typically kicks in after 15 or 20 minutes, so do oil tinctures that are administered under your tongue for 30 to 60 seconds. Increase your frequency for a few days before your period for best results. You may need more milligrams than you think, so check in with yourself and pay attention to how much CBD is in each dropper. A small dose is 10 milligrams and a larger dose is 50 to 100. We trust Rosebud CBD, which can ship to all 50 states, or Chemistry, which is only available in California. Number 3, topical creams. Rub on the painful spots on your lower abdomen or your back, and they can also be used on your temples to help with hormonal headaches. Try Sagely Naturals or Equilibria. Number 4, suppositories. Treatment that goes right to the source and looks like a tampon without the applicator. If you're experiencing cramps, wash your hands and put the suppository in just like you would a tampon. You can choose to put a tampon in afterwards, but remember to lay on your back for 15 to 20 minutes so that it can do its work on your pain and you don't lose any of the product once it's turned from its solid form into liquid. Try a suppository from Foria or Mellow CBD. Number 5, tea. Drink your cannabis beverage, or add honey with CBD to get additional support for your symptoms. Cocoa teas and honey are available in California and do include THC. Potly CBD honey is available online and can ship everywhere. For today's strain recs, Blackberry Kush, a staple for pain management, relaxes menstrual cramps and diminishes anxiety, stress, and insomnia brought on by changing hormones. May bring on the munchies, couch lock, and dry mouth. Medicine Woman, pollinated specifically for pain relief. It's a muscle relaxant that offers a clear-headed high. AC/DC, it's a CBD-dominant strain, typically 20 to 1, 15 to 1, non-intoxicating, and good for those prone to anxiety. Improves mood and promotes feelings of contentment.